Good morning, everyone. I'm Harsimrat, your trainer for the session, and today we are going to talk about the self, family, and friends. In other words, we are going to learn about introducing oneself. We meet people every day. Are we happy meeting people? Are we really comfortable meeting people for the first time? When you meet someone for the first time, you have to tell them something about yourself. जी, आपका नाम, आपका पेशा, आपका परिवार, आप कहाँ से आते हैं, कहाँ रहते हैं. All this information is rather important. अगले को जानना काफी important होता है. मैं जानना चाहती हूँ मैं किससे बात कर रही हूँ. In other words, it's very important for me to know who you are immediately. You need to introduce yourself. I need to introduce myself when I meet you for the first time. First impression is the last impression. So, we need to be good at introducing ourselves. Our objectives for the session are very clear. Meaning of a self-introduction. We will understand in very clear terms what exactly a self-introduction is all about. Then we learn to introduce ourselves in everyday life and the formal situation or the interview. अब पड़ोसी से मिलने में और इंटरव्यूअर से मिलने में बहुत अंतर है. When I meet my friends or my family members, it's a very casual sort of a scenario. But when I go for an admission process or for a job interview, it's quite a formal situation. In other words, we'll also look at family background and friend circle. Now, these are two situations which people take very lightly, but believe me, there's more to you than just you. Your family is important, your friends are important. They are a part of you. We'll also look at common Indian errors. People make errors every day when they introduce themselves. So we'll avoid these errors from this session onwards. And finally, we have some exercises in usage. So I hope you're all ready and looking forward to the session. Let us begin. A self-introduction. The art of formally presenting oneself to another person in order to make that person's acquaintance. So what is a self-introduction? अपने आप को पेश करना. कहाँ पेश करना? दूसरे आदमी के सामने. भला क्यों पेश करना? ताकि वो आपको जान पाए. So you have to make it easy for that person to get to know you. And the easiest thing you can do, tell that person about yourself. Let's look at the definition once again. The act of formally presenting oneself to another person in order to make that person's acquaintance. So the aim is clear. I want to know you. But first I have to tell you something about myself. And then you'll tell me something about yourself. Therefore, I introduce myself to you. When I began the session, I told you my name. I'm Harsimrat. And I'm your trainer for today. That was my introduction. So what is the purpose of an introduction? The first purpose of the introduction, it's an exchange of basic information. Now this is what we've been talking about in the last 5 minutes, that when I introduce myself, you find out who I really am. The second purpose is a little more subtle. इतना पता नहीं चलता है, मगर an introduction is also an icebreaker. I would now like to demonstrate the second purpose through a conversation. It's a conversation between two strangers. Two people meet each other for the first time. They're not very comfortable talking to each other. This is because they don't bother to introduce themselves to each other And so the conversation does not start off at a good note. But then we replay the conversation and we find that they do introduce each other in a manner very proper. So in the second conversation, they're able to talk to each other quite comfortably, and it's not the rusty start that the first conversation is. So let's take a look at our conversation 1 for the session. Aman and Sandeep meet each other first without a round of introductions and then with a round of introductions. I'm Aman, he's Sandeep, and we are now going to show you a rusty introduction.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and how about you?
I'm fine too.
What's your name?
I'm Aman. What's your name?
Sandeep.
I'm studying in the Government Model High School.
So am I. I'm in class 11th Arts. You must be in the Science or Commerce stream.
I'm in the Science stream.
Where do you live?
I live down the road. And what about you?
I live in the next sector.
How do you travel to school?
By bus. I walk to the local bus stop every morning. Then I take a bus number 121 at 7:10.
Why don't we travel together to school? I need some company.
That's a very good idea. Let's meet under the big mango tree at the corner of the sector.
Done. Be there at 10 to 7.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Right, I'll be there. This conversation was not very good. Aman and Sandeep were quite awkward in the beginning. आपका नाम क्या है? आपका नाम क्या है? आप कहाँ रहते हैं? जी मैं यहाँ रहता हूँ. आप कहाँ रहते हैं? This is a question answer format. It shows that the two people are just not comfortable talking to each other. They probe each other for the most basic information. Probe each other. They start an interrogation. They start a long list of questions. Now this is because they have not introduced themselves to each other. An introduction is therefore an icebreaker. Now I introduced this word in the beginning of the session. An icebreaker is something which helps us become comfortable. So an introduction is an icebreaker. It helps us open the conversation with ease. So now we'll have a replay of the same conversation. Aman and Sandeep will introduce themselves to each other and see how much better the second conversation is.
Hello, I'm Sandeep. I live down the road and I'm a science student at the Government Model High School.
Hi Sandeep, I'm Aman. I'm in the same school in class 11th Arts and I live in the next sector.
Nice meeting you.
Likewise. Sandeep, since we live nearby and study at the same school, why don't we travel together? I need some company.
That's a very good idea. I go to school by bus. I walk to the local bus stop every morning. Then I take a bus number 121 at 7:10. You're welcome to join me.
I'll do that. Where should we meet in the morning?
We can meet under the big mango tree at the corner of the sector.
Done. Be there at 10 to 7.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Right. I'll be there. The second conversation was so much better than the first. This is because Sandeep and Aman both introduced themselves. Now, once you give your basic information to the other person, who am I? What is my occupation? Where do I live? What do I want from you? I'm not saying कि मतलब ज़रूर होना चाहिए किसी को मिलने का, मगर आप जब बातचीत करेंगे कोई ना कोई आपका मतलब निकल ही आएगा. Aman and Sandeep decide to go to school together in the morning. So this demonstrates how the introduction is an icebreaker. Now I have a small question for you. I want you to give me that icebreaker we all use on the telephone. The telephone was invented in 1876 by Alexander Graham Bell. His best friend, Thomas Edison, picked it up and said, "You're right, hello." Now imagine the telephone conversation without the icebreaker, hello. Tring, tring. हाँ जी, कौन बोल रहा है? आप कौन बोल रहे हैं? आपने मुझे फोन किया, आप बताइए. मैं क्यों बताऊं मैं कौन बोल रहा हूं? That's the way it would go. But the minute you say hello, on the other side you hear hello. And we quickly begin the telephonic conversation. In a good conversation, we should, of course, identify ourselves. Hello, I am Harsimrat. I would like to talk to Aman. I would like to talk to Soni. That brings the conversation into context. Now I have another conversation for you, but this one is a little different from the first. The first was an informal conversation. Two people meet each other somewhere at some time, but in this conversation, we have to meet a group of people at an appointed place. It's a formal self-introduction. It's the interview scenario. Now, all of you are students. You will be looking at the interview when you're trying for your entrance exams or for your first jobs. So please keep in mind that the formal self-introduction could make all the difference in those very important 5 minutes. May I come in?
Yes, please.
Good morning. I'm Yuvika Gariwal.
Good morning, Yuvika. Please take a seat.
Thank you.
I am Sanjeev Puri, the principal of the college. These are my colleagues on the interview board.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance.
So tell me something about yourself, Yuvika.
I'm from a service class family. My father is an engineer. He's a government employee. My mother is a teacher in a private school. I have an elder brother. He's doing engineering. I have done my schooling from Government Model High School, scoring 79% in the art stream. I have scored 91% marks in English. Being good at English, I want to do my graduation in English honors. After college, I want to try for the civil services. In my free time, I enjoy reading. I also like to participate in debates.
Right. And why do you want to join the civil services?
I want to serve my country. Our administrative services literally run the nation. That is why I want to join the civil services.
Right. Yuvika, we are impressed with you, with your sense of focus. You're obviously a good student. You're also intelligent and have good communication skills. I think you will be a welcome addition to our college.
Thank you, sir. I'll make the college proud of me. I hope you were very attentive when you listened to the last conversation. I want you to answer a small question. Do you think Yuvika has cleared the interview? I think she has. What do you think is the main reason why she has cleared the interview? Pick the best option. Option 1, she has scored good marks in exams. Option 2, she has a sense of purpose. Option 3, she speaks good English. I'll repeat the options. Option 1, she has scored good marks in her exams. Option 2, she has a sense of purpose. And option 3, she speaks good English. Absolutely right. The correct answer would be option 2. She has shown a sense of purpose. No doubt, speaking good English is a plus point. Scoring good marks is a plus point. But when you walk in for that interview, you've got to have a sense of purpose. You're not going there to chat with someone. It's a very formal occasion, believe me. So let us note that Yuvika is able to communicate her sense of purpose or focus. Apart from having good communication skills, she is well prepared with her self-introduction. The interview therefore falls into place. Yuvika madam तैयारी करके गई हैं. She knows how to introduce herself. अगर तैयारी करके नहीं गई होती तो इतने आराम से अपनी सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं दे पाती. जब वो अपनी सारी बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन इतनी आराम से दे पाई हैं तो आगे से क्वेश्चंस नहीं आए हैं. थोड़ा सा तो हमें डर लगता है कौन से क्वेश्चंस पूछे, किस किस ने क्या क्या पूछा. जितने क्वेश्चंस उतना हम घबरा जाते हैं. But when you're really well prepared with your formal introduction, there are very few questions. So Yuvika has cleared the interview. So I would like to now look more closely at the structure of a self-introduction. It depends on the individual and the scenario. कुछ हद तक तो डिपेंड करता है कि आप किसको इंट्रोडक्शन दे रहे हैं, आप कहाँ इंट्रोडक्शन दे रहे हैं, मगर फिर भी एक स्ट्रक्चर तो बनता ही है. First of all, you mention your name. I have a name. I am Harsimrat. Secondly, you mention something about your family background. After all, you're not just an individual. You come from a particular social setup. Yuvika comes from a service class family. Her father is an engineer, her mother is a teacher. The third thing is your educational background. You've done your schooling from a particular place. The fourth thing I feel very important here is your ambition. It's not just a question which you have to answer in a suitable manner. It shows your sense of focus. What am I studying? What do I want to study further? Or what sort of a job am I looking for? And therefore, what is my ambition? It should all fall into place. Finally, hobbies are quite important, especially for the fresher or the person seeking a first job, because they tell us something more about you. Not just your marks, not just your statistics, but a little more about the individual. Let's look at these aspects a little more in detail. Family background. Now, I think family background is actually an extension of yourself. Family background means the kind of family one comes from in general. It should include details of the nuclear family or the immediate family circle only. It's not the history of your village. Okay? It's not about all your uncles and aunts and their entire histories. No, it's about your father, mother, brothers and sisters. That's enough. You should mention the profession of your father and your mother, and you should mention the number of brothers or sisters you have and what their occupations are. Now, we find that people make a lot of mistakes when they talk about their family background. So we have a small exercise here in moving towards better expression. People often say my father is a farmer. That's fine, your father is a farmer. But it would be better to say that my father is an agriculturist. I'll repeat the word for you, agriculturist. An agriculturist is a farmer. It's just a better word. My father is a businessman. I don't think that's enough. My father is an entrepreneur. It doesn't change my father. I have one father and my father does what he does. But I can present my father better when I call him an entrepreneur or when I call him an agriculturist. My mother is a housewife. My mother is a housewife. It gives the impression that she does nothing. But when I say my mother is a homemaker, it presents my mother so much better. So, my mother is a homemaker. I come from a middle class family. What's a middle class family? A family caught in the middle? No. I come from a service class family. Most people, when they say middle class, they mean service class. So, from now onwards, we'll say, I come from a service class family. Let's do it once more. My father is an agriculturist. My father is an entrepreneur. My mother is a homemaker. I come from a service class family. So, we've learned something about a family background today, and now we'll move on to a friend circle. I would say that a friend circle is a reflection of oneself. A family background is an extension of yourself. A friend circle is a reflection of yourself. Let's look at a small extract where a person is talking about his friends. My friends are cool. They are not studious. Our group has a simple philosophy, live and let live. We have a lot of fun together. We see films, go on joyrides, and hang out all day. Compare this to the second extract. I have 3 good friends. We are a close-knit group. We are good students. We also have a lot of fun together. After school, we play football. In the holidays, we join hobby courses. Which makes a better impression? Extract 1 or extract 2? Remember, you can easily be judged by your friends. Your friends are a mirror reflection of yourself. जैसी मैं वैसी मेरी सहेलियां. अगर मैं अपनी सहेलियों के साथ पूरा दिन बैठी रहती हूँ और कुछ नहीं करती हूँ, तो ये मेरा नेचर है. अगर मैं अपनी फ्रेंड्स के साथ कोई प्रोडक्टिव काम करती हूँ, तो दैट इज माई नेचर. माई फ्रेंड्स आर लाइक मी, आई एम लाइक माई फ्रेंड्स. Please keep that in mind. You can be easily judged by your friends. Your choice of friends reflects your sense of judgment. It also reflects your personality. It is important to present your friends. It is important to present your family well. And it is important to present yourself well. So we've already learned a lot in this session. We have learnt about introducing yourself, the importance of doing it, your family background, your friend circle. Now I would like to concentrate on the kind of errors we normally make while introducing ourselves. Let us proceed now. Now we make a lot of mistakes when we introduce ourselves, especially in India. People make the same habitual mistakes all the time. These are called common Indian errors. So I have a list of errors which I find that we normally make in introductions. When we introduce ourselves in India, we tend to make a lot of errors. We make a lot of mistakes. In an activity so simple as introducing ourselves, we tend to make the same mistakes all the time. These are habitual errors. I make these mistakes because everyone around me makes the same mistakes. So these are common Indian errors. I want us to break free of these common Indian errors. Let's make a resolution today that we won't make these mistakes again. Never again. Let us discuss some common Indian errors. The first is myself Jyoti. Myself Jyoti. Myself Harsimrat. Myself Akash. I am myself Jyoti. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone talks like that. But actually, it's not grammatically correct. We will not say myself so and so ever again. We will say I am Jyoti. I am Akash. I am Supriya. Or my name is Jyoti. My name is Akash. My name is Supriya. Okay, let us cancel myself Jyoti. Never again. The second common Indian error, I belong to Shabad. Is that correct? I belong to Patiala, I belong to Delhi, I belong to Yamunanagar. Actually, it's not correct. That place does not own you. It would be right to say that I am from Shabad. I am from Delhi. I am from Patiala. So let's cancel I belong to a particular place. You don't belong to a place. You are from a place. Common Indian error number 3, my father is doctor. My father is doctor, my father is engineer, my father is army officer. We tend to forget the article. My father is a doctor. You know, when we say my father is a doctor, a is not emphasized. You would say my father is a doctor. So one tends to miss it sometimes. But remember not to miss it. My father is an engineer, my father is a lawyer, my father is an army officer. My father is an agriculturist. Let's keep the article in place. Common Indian error number 4. My father is a government employee. This is a very common error. Now, your father cannot be an employee. He has to be an employee. Okay, let's say it again. My father is a government employee. You have to stretch the end of the word. It's not employee, it's employee. My father is a government employee. Common Indian error number 5. My mother is a housemaker. Now, our mothers used to be housewives. We have made them homemakers. Let's not make them housemakers. They are not housemakers. They are homemakers. My mother is a homemaker. Let's come to the next sentence. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. I have 2 brothers. With 2, of course, we would use the plural form. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Actually, there are 2 mistakes in the sentence. Mistake number 1, I have 2 brothers and a sister. It doesn't really make sense to say 1 sister. Let's come to the next sentence. My older brother is working. Now, the correct sentence would be my elder brother is working. Okay, the brother who is 2 years elder to you, your brother cannot be older to you. My elder brother is working. My brother is older than me, but my older brother is called my elder brother. So I will not say that my older brother is working. I would say that my elder brother is working. Now, I'll give full marks to anyone who can get this right. My younger brother is doing his engineering. It's such a common sentence. My younger brother is doing his graduation. My younger brother is doing his medical. My younger brother is doing his engineering. There is something wrong with it. Try to think about it. You know, engineering is a verb. To engineer means to construct or to build. So his engineering would mean building himself. My younger brother is not building himself. He's doing engineering. Similarly, my younger brother is doing medical. My younger brother is doing graduation. Let's not say his engineering. And finally, we come to the last commonly made mistake. My hobby is listening music. 9 out of 10 people would say that. My hobby is listening music. We all like listening music. Correct. My hobby is listening to music. So we should always say, I like listening to music. My hobby is listening to music. I am fond of listening to music. With this, we come to the last part of our session. Now, this is another conversation between 2 people. Supriya and Vineet meet at a birthday party. Vineet speaks good English. He does not make any common Indian errors, but Supriya tends to make a few common errors. The normal person who listens to them speaking will not notice anything strange, but we know better. Let's pick the common Indian errors which Supriya tends to make. Hi, myself Supriya.
Hello Supriya, my name is Vineet.
What's your good name again?
It's Vineet.
Okay, how are you, Vineet?
Fine, thank you. And what about you?
I'm fine too. I am Neha's neighbor. You are her friend?
That's right, we study in the same class and are good friends.
You speak good English. Are you from middle class family?
I am indeed from a service class family.
So am I. My father is doctor.
What about your mother?
She's housewife.
Are you siblings?
My older sister is married.
Is she working?
She is teacher. She is looking for job.
Well, my father is a doctor, also a government employee. My mother is a teacher and I am an only child.
You have no brothers and no sisters?
Unfortunately, I don't. I have always wanted to have a sister though.
I have always wanted a brother.
Well, nobody is happy with what they have.
I hope all of you were listening very carefully to the entire session and you had no problem picking all the Indian errors. But just in case you missed some, I'll go through the conversation again. And this time, Supriya will not make any Indian errors. She's been through the session. Hi, I'm Supriya.
Hello, Supriya. My name is Vineet.
How are you, Vineet?
Fine, thank you. And how about you?
I'm fine too. I'm Neha's neighbor. Are you her friend?
Yes, that's right. We study in the same class and we are good friends.
You speak good English. Are you from a service class family?
I am indeed from a service class family.
So am I. My father's a doctor.
What about your mother?
She's a homemaker.
Are you siblings?
My elder sister is married.
Right, and is she working?
She is a teacher. She's looking for a job.
Well, my father is a doctor, also a government employee, and my mother is a teacher.
You don't have any brothers or sisters?
Unfortunately, I don't. I have always wanted to have a sister though.
I've always wanted a brother.
Well, nobody's happy with what they have. This is how life is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I think that was a good conversation. Supriya and Vineet spoke very comfortably to each other. They spoke grammatically correct English. There weren't any common Indian errors. I hope you were all listening very carefully and you could make out the difference between conversation 1 and conversation 2. With that, we come to the end of our session. I would just like to have a brief recap of what we've learned today. First of all, we learned the meaning of a self-introduction. Can anyone answer the question? What is a self-introduction? Yes, you're right. It is the art of introducing yourself to the other person. The second thing we learned was the difference between a casual self-introduction and a formal self-introduction. In everyday life, we introduce ourselves in a different manner, and in the interview scenario, we do it in a very formal fashion. The third thing, we learned to talk about our family background as an extension of ourselves. Next, we learned to talk about our friend circle as a reflection of ourselves. And finally, we talked about some common Indian errors which we tend to make every day. And we've also had several exercises in usage. With that, we come to the end of the session. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope that when you meet someone for the first time, you'll always make a good impression. So all the best to all of you. From my end, it's bye-bye.